We are a company that's built around the design, the building and the optimization of hydraulic fracturing. And for this we have hydraulic fracturing optimization. We have a software, which is our in-house software. We produce ceramic proppant and we do analysis pre and post frac to optimize fracs and consequently production of wellbores in the unconventional but also in the conventional reservoirs. So let me talk a little bit about the proppant business. We do have a manufacturing in Russia, which is located in Chelyabinsk. We have about 150 people and we produce about 110 million pounds of ceramic proppant per year. We take pride of our proppant being the strongest in the market, so the downhole pressures that this proppant can stand is far superior to proppant elsewhere produced in Russia. We also make the lightest available proppant in Russia. There's nothing else than our CARBO Roslite, which we have introduced this year into the market. On the frac optimization business, we have our company which is called Strategy and Engineering. And Strategy and Engineering looks at reservoirs, at the classification of shales, and then determines the frac design, the completion of wellbores, the optimization of fractures, and consequently entire field developments to get the utmost production rate out of wellbores. We are fully owned by CARBO Ceramics International, which is a US-based company. We represent about 5% of the total company, so we are rather small compared to the big company in the United States. CARBO Ceramics is the biggest proppant manufacturer in the world. Here in Russia, we are competitor to two more Russian companies. We are number 3 in the market, and we are basically sold out every month, so our capacity stays where it is because the factory works on full capacity 365 days a year. Well, first of all, I would say it's excellent organized. We see good audience here and we decided to sponsor it to become more known to potential clients in the unconventional reservoirs. But we also want to have a message to the oil and gas companies that decide to explore the idea of unconventional developments in Russia. And the message is that all our engineers we have from the strategy side have gone through extensive training and work experience in the unconventional in the United States. So I believe we are a unique company having independent engineering capacities without any intention to sell any equipment or any proppant or any other material that goes into wellbores, purely engineering advice to companies that will look deeper into unconventional development. And we have the US experience. Our people have worked in the back end in the Eagle Ford. We have average experience of the engineers working for Strategy is 9 years, so they are rather long experience. They all speak Russian because they are Russian by nationality, and they have the international experience. So any company can make use of that to transfer knowledge that has been gained in the back end and other unconventional plays into Russia, and our engineers could help to design optimum frac design for these adventures. Unconventional developments in Russia have just started. So there's a lot of talk about it, but actually from the execution side, very little has been done. The Bazhenov has been studied extensively over the last few decades in Russia, but very little has been done in terms of exploration and practical work. So consequently, people ask, is there an analog to the back end? Is the Bazhenov the same formation? Can we learn something out of the US experience into the Bazhenov? I think yes, but on the other hand, we have to admit that there are lots of conventional resources in Russia which are by far more economical to develop than the unconventionals. So why are the unconventionals now becoming popular in the market? I think there's a number of reasons. The Russian state has an interest to develop the unconventionals as an additional resource for hydrocarbons and consequently as an additional source of income for the state to contribute to the state budget. I think the unconventional developments would have difficulties to play a competitive role in new field developments in the far north, where the Bazhenov exists, but I think the infrastructural cost and the faster decline of production rates and the higher development cost of unconventional wells would make it not viable to develop them there. Where they come in play, I think, is wherever it represents an additional resource of hydrocarbons that is in a existing infrastructure. So I could imagine West Siberian oil fields, which have long been developed and produced, pose an excellent opportunity where no additional money has to be spent for pipeline networks, for road constructions, for booster stations. Here, I think declining hydrocarbon production allows to enter the unconventional development and for smaller investment produce a additional source of hydrocarbons for the consequent oil and gas companies. So to summarize that, I would say East Siberia, in new fields, everything what is greenfield, it will be difficult. Brownfield, additional developments or unconventional brownfields is a quick win. It's a low-hanging fruit for somebody who decides to go into this market.